Sacred union within is not just a channel, it is a mirror, a prayer, a whisper from your soul to trust the journey. This isn't just heartbreak. This is the grief that lives beneath the silence, the ache that didn't start with this lifetime and won't end unless you finally face it. If you've been drowning in emotions that make no sense, feeling waves of loss, rage, or abandonment that seem bigger than this love story, you're not broken. You're carrying pain that never belonged to you, and today we're going to give it back. But before we begin, let me say this. Throughout this ritual, I'll be using him to describe the divine masculine energy, not because the masculine is always male, but because for ease and clarity it reflects the most common way this pain is spoken aloud. That said, this grief is not gendered. Divine. Feminines exist in every body, and there are so many who've been ghosted, shattered, and abandoned by the feminine too. If that's your story, this still holds you, this still heals you. Let the words wrap around your experience in whatever way you need. The ache is sacred, and this space belongs to all of us. Now get your journal, get honest, get raw, and if you want to go even deeper, I created a free printable ritual guide to hold you through every step. You'll find the link down in the description when you are ready. And if you are not in a place where you can fall apart safely, come back later. You don't tiptoe into ancestral grief, you dive in. He looked at you like you were the one, and then left you standing there like you were nothing but a ghost in his story. Feel that heavy silence settle over your chest. Let it spread there. Don't rush to fix it. Don't try to make it smaller or prettier. Notice your breath. Does it catch? Does your throat feel tight? Maybe your eyes sting. Let the weight sit fully on your body like a stone, like a wave pressing down. Notice any trembling, any heat, any hollow spaces opening inside. This grief is not your enemy. It's your guide. Let it show you where your heart still aches, where your soul still remembers. You are safe to feel all of this. Give yourself permission to be here in this moment, fully present with your pain. When you feel ready, pick up your journal, write without judgment, without censoring. Let your hand flow as if it knows the words you need to say before you do. Journal prompts. When was the last time you felt this kind of love and loss? What words did you hold back that you need to say now? What part of your heart is still waiting for him to show up? Pause the video here if you need time to journal. You waited in silence, scrolling your phone like it held your salvation while he moved on like you were a chapter he never wanted to finish. Let that settle into your chest. Not as a sting you try to push away, but as something your body finally has permission to feel. You know that ache, the way your heart would skip every time the screen lit up. That flicker of hope, that desperation that made you scroll endlessly through his page, searching for a trace of you, searching for proof that you weren't forgotten, that it still meant something. And then you saw it, the smile without you, the life continuing as if you were never part of it. That ache, that hollow sinking in your gut, it's not weakness. It's grief finally rising to the surface. So place your hand on your chest. Let yourself breathe into the place where the hope used to live. Not to make it go away, but to let it move. This silence wasn't just his, it became yours too. But now you get to break it. Now write. Don't filter, don't pretty it up. Write as if your heart is the one holding the pen. What were you hoping for in that silence? What did you keep checking for? His name, his apology, a miracle. What story did you start to believe about yourself during that waiting? You're not being dramatic, you're being honest. Pause the video if you need to and come back when you're ready to continue. The worst part, he knew every inch of your heart, but chose to turn away anyway, like your love was a burden, not a blessing. This one cuts. Let it, he saw you. Fully, he knew. He knew the way you loved, the way you cracked your heart open and handed it to him without hesitation. And still, he walked. He didn't stumble. He didn't slip away by accident. He chose the exit. And that choice didn't just break your heart. It made you question if your love was ever safe to give again. Breathe. Let the betrayal settle in your chest like a storm cloud. You don't have to forgive it right now. Just be with it. Let your body tell the truth. You've been holding back. Now let that pain pour onto the page. Here are some journal prompts to ponder on. What did you sacrifice in loving him with everything? What was the moment you knew he was leaving and still loved him anyway? What part of you is still convinced you were too much? Listen to me. You were never too much. He was just never enough. You gave him the kind of love that could have saved a drowning man, but he chose to keep sinking instead. Feel that in your bones, the exhaustion, the heartbreak, the trying. You gave him warmth when he was cold. You offered truth when he lied. You poured from your soul, and still he slipped through your fingers like he wanted to drown in his wounds more than he wanted to be held in healing. Breathe into the part of you that still wonders if you failed. Feel the ache in your shoulders, in your spine, in your gut. Let your nervous system release the job of saving someone who didn't want to be saved. Now write honestly, bitterly, beautifully. When did you start feeling like his healer instead of his partner? What parts of yourself did you lose trying to love him whole? What did it cost you to stay available for someone unavailable? He didn't drown because of you. He drowned because he never reached for the lifeline. He never gave you a reason why he left. So your mind replayed 1,000 lies. And all of them blamed you. Feel the chaos of that moment when he just vanished. No closure, no honesty. Just a vacuum where your future used to be. And your mind trying to make sense of something senseless. Creating stories that said I wasn't enough. I pushed him away. If I had just done more, place a hand over your heart. Feel the shame, Raya. Let it. Let the confusion, the anger, the self-blame all be here now. This is where we change the story by telling the real one. What did you believe about yourself because of his silence? What did you internalize that was never yours to carry? What truth are you ready to reclaim about who you are? You didn't lose him. He lost himself and couldn't take you where he refused to go.
Close your eyes. Let everything you just felt settle like dust. You've been holding a lot, maybe for years, maybe lifetimes, but it's coming up now because you are ready to release it. You're not broken, you're excavating, and that's sacred. If you need to take a break, pause here, cry, breathe, drink some water, hold yourself the way you always needed someone else to. You're doing beautifully.
You weren't waiting for him. You were waiting for the man he promised to become, but never did. Let that land, not the fantasy, not the divine masculine potential you saw in your visions, but the reality of who showed up. You weren't clinging to him, you were clinging to the version of him that only existed in dreams, in the 5D, in the late-night meditations, in the words he almost said but never did. And that version he never arrived. Feel the collapse in your body. Feel the breath you've been holding for years. The one that said maybe today's the day he'll wake up, and then silence. Let the grief rise. Let it spill out of you. Because you're not just grieving the person, you're grieving the future you built with him in your soul. What version of them have you been waiting for? What did that version promise you? Are you willing to release that vision? Not out of bitterness, but to set yourself free. This is your moment. Not to give up on love, but to give up on illusion. We're not saying goodbye to them. We're saying goodbye to the you who stayed too long, who gave too much, who loved without limits and bled quietly in the background. We're saying goodbye to the version of you that begged for breadcrumbs when you were always the feast. Take your journal. Write a letter to your old self, the one who twisted herself into pieces trying to be enough for someone who was never ready. Start with this line. I loved you for trying, but I am no longer you.
Then keep going.
Say everything. Say thank you. Say I'm sorry. Say you can rest now. Let the pages hold what your nervous system has been carrying for too long. When you're done, read it out loud. Whisper it through your tears if you have to. This is a funeral for the version of you that stayed in waiting. Then tear it, burn it, bury it, whatever feels like release. This is sacred. This is soul reclamation. Close your eyes. Breathe deep into the space you just cleared. It might feel raw, empty, shaky. But that's not weakness. That's room. This is what it feels like to finally stop dragging pain into the future. This is what it feels like to come home to yourself. In this silence, say softly, I release you. I return to me. If you're still here, eyes swollen, journal full, heart cracked open, know this. You just transmuted ancestral grief. This was never just shadow work. This was soul work. And you did it. Drop a candle in the comments if this opened something for you. Or share one truth that came through, because when we speak it, we alchemize it. And don't forget to grab your free printable Twin Flame Grief Excavation, a ritual guide, with space to go deeper, prompts for future check-ins and reminders that you are not alone in this work. Subscribe if you want more truth, more clearing, more of the stuff that actually moves you, because we don't do fluff here, we do freedom. As you navigate through this deep healing process, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. This journey isn't just about confronting the shadows. It's about rising above them with strength and grace. Every tear shed is a testament to the growth that resides within you. Remember that every flicker of that candle represents your resilience. Let those truths echo in your heart as you move forward. Embrace the transformation that unfolds, and know that you are a beacon of light in moments of darkness. Thank you for being here, soul to soul. When you're ready to rise, you know where to find your light.